We often talk about the importance of grabbing the reader's attention in our opening paragraph. This is often referred to as hooking the reader. However, it's equally important to finish with a strong closing paragraph. It ensures that our message sticks with the reader. This final paragraph is often called the conclusion. In this tutorial, you will learn an easy and effective way of writing a conclusion that packs a punch. Let's get started. Whether you're writing to inform, writing to discuss, or writing to persuade, a strong conclusion is absolutely essential. It gives your readers one last nudge, reminding them of what you've written about. Think of it as the cherry on top of the cake. How long should your conclusion be? Well, it will often have more impact if it is short and clear. Typically, 3 to 6 sentences is about right. What should the conclusion include? Your conclusion needs to do 3 things: restate, remind, and wrap up. Let's examine each of these in more detail. Restate. Begin your conclusion by restating the purpose of what you've written. In other words, what you aimed to achieve by writing it. I've just written this information report about how circuses are exploiting animals. Here's how I might restate my point. Circuses can be really cruel, and we need to find better ways to entertain people without hurting animals. Remind. I now need to remind my reader of the main points that I have made. What I shouldn't do at this point is simply copy and paste what I've already written. And at this stage, I shouldn't be making any new points. I just need to summarize what I've already explained, wording it more concisely. I'll try to do this in a single sentence. Animals in circuses are kept in small cages, trained harshly, and travel a lot, which isn't good for them. Wrap up. Finally, I need to wrap up my conclusion. Bring it to a natural close. There are 4 ways I could do this. A personal statement, a prediction about the future, a call to action, an inspiring quote. Let's begin with the personal statement. This is when you describe how you personally feel about the topic. Sharing how you feel can have a real impact on how the reader feels. The thought of animals suffering saddens me greatly, and I'm determined to take a stand and speak out. Animal welfare must always be at the forefront of our minds. Alternatively, we could finish with a prediction about the future. As we continue to strive for progress and compassion, I foresee a future where animal welfare becomes a top priority for all, leading to a world where circuses no longer rely on the exploitation of animals for entertainment. Another option is to end with a call to action. This is when you suggest to the reader what they should do now. Let us unite in our commitment to advocate for change and demand an end to the use of animals in circuses. Start spreading the word today. Or we can finish with an inspiring quote. It's important that we change this. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Of course, don't do all 4 of these. Just pick one to end with. A final tip is to signpost to the reader that you are writing your conclusion by beginning this final paragraph with a conclusion sentence connector. There are a number of words and phrases that can be used for this. In conclusion, to sum up, overall, on the whole, in summary, given these points, after all is said and done, after weighing up the evidence, at the end of the day, taking everything into account. Our conclusion therefore looks like this. It begins with a conclusion connector. We then restate the purpose of the piece of writing. Next, we remind the reader of the points we've made. Lastly, we wrap it up, either by making a personal statement, making a prediction, writing a call to action, or presenting an inspiring quote. So our conclusion for the Circus Information Report will look like this. To sum up, circuses can be really cruel, and we need to find better ways to entertain people without hurting animals. Animals in circuses are kept in small cages, trained harshly, and travel a lot, which isn't good for them. It's important that we change this. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Just as how we greet someone sets the tone for the conversation, how we bid farewell shapes their overall impression. The conclusion is important. Writing an impactful conclusion is easy. Begin with a conclusion sentence connector. There are plenty to choose from. Then restate, remind, and wrap up using one of the 4 options I've presented.
Thanks for watching this tutorial. To learn more about the use of sentence connectors, have a watch of this tutorial. In it, I cover 7 different types of connectors. It's guaranteed to help improve the flow of your writing.